So in this tutorial we'll review how to extrude a 3D SVG logo. So I will take this example I downloaded on freesvg.com, and when I drag and drop into the element tree, I see that I can import as 3D spline, shape, or import layers. Layers is just a lot of different shape layers, each layers being a different shape, a different stroke. So here I want to import it as a 3D spline. Let's go in the 3D space, and when you create a spline, usually it will create a default line into the material bank and assign it to the object, as you see here. So here I see that my logo is enormous, so in order to see it better, let's augment a little bit the size of the line. So here is my logo. So right now it's just a line. How to transform it into 3D? To do that, I will just take this spline and do a right click, operator, and extrude shape. And using the extrude shape, here you see that I have this modifier. And this modifier says that my shape is extruded from a segment that I have here. And in the segment, I will just change the end of the segment like that. And there it is. And if I go into edit mode and I click on the segment inside the extrude shape and I click on edit mode, then I can configure it here directly from the viewport. And then inside the extrude shape modifier, you can choose to have a start and ending cap, so the top of the shape here. And of course now your object is textured is displayed with two different renderers. One is the lines here, and the other one is the surface, the default surface that you have here. So if you want to change the way you display things on your surface renderer, then you will change your default surface. So let's select which one it is. Here it's the second one. Let's call it SVG. Alright, so it's the correct one. And then let's change the albedo for a layer, and let's put a checkerboard for instance, and there you have it here. So next thing, let's put back a uniform so we see better what's happening, and a white uniform. Last thing is, as you see, the extrude shape is extruded with a segment right now. So let's change that from a segment to a function spline, for instance. And right now what I have here, alright, let's do that correct way. Right now I have something that looks the same, but now if I do a control click, again in edit mode, when I have a function spline, if I do a control click here in the viewport, I can add some points, and then let's augment a little bit the size of this, and then change the way I actually extrude my shape. So here is not the best example to show this function, and if you do a right click here, you can change the interpolation of points into Bezier and then do some kind of nice extrude like that. Then last things, if you do not want to use the extrude shape, so let's display again with line, you can use another modifier, which is again in operator, and which is the Solidify path. Alright, let's see what's happening. The Solidify path take as input a circle, so let's change a little bit the size of the circle. And as you see here, now I just not extruded but replaced my line by this geometry, and again I can change it to, let's say, a star for instance. Where is my star? Here. And you can then extrude your geometry using this kind of technique as well. Now last things, last little trick I show to how to use the SVG. So let's take the first one and import it as a shape layer. Okay, there it is. And if you just want to do line tracing, for instance, you can use this kind of shape layer and use a modifier. which is the stroke modifier, and then by switching the different parameter, you can then do your line tracing using these techniques. Other thing, let's say I want to go from this first shape to this second shape. What I can do is do a morph between two shapes, two vector images. And to do that, I will do a Control, Alt, Shift, and G on one of the renderer, on one of the shape layer, or do a right click and where is it? Maybe I have to select both to have it in the menu. Okay, I select the both shapes and I group generator, this one, Control, Shift, Alt, and G. Then I use one of the generator, I don't care. And now I have my two images, my two shape layer, which are in one group renderer. And if I change pass through from pass through to replace, and now I change the opacity, then I can go from one shape to another. And of course, every step is animatable. I can do an additive mode also, and it will do something like that. Subtract, intersect, and I leave you can then play with this different mode. So that's it for today.